currently training in Pattaya, Thailand. It's pretty good, it's very good. Training here in Thailand's beautiful. I love the place, fell in love with the place, and I can see myself spending a lot of time here in Thailand in the future. I'm going to expose his weaknesses with these big punches here. Bam, 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 bam.
It doesn't get much better than this.
He's disciplined and he works very hard. He's probably one of the fittest fighters I've ever trained alongside.
I've been eating, drinking, partying, enjoying life, doing Netflix documentaries.
Shaking off the ring rust. He's moving good. He's feeling good mentally, physically. I think he's in a very happy place. It's just getting the timing back, getting rhythm, being able to see things in the ring, being able to make things happen.
I bring a circus, I bring an entourage, I bring entertainment, I bring action, I bring cameras, I bring everything to the sport. And it's something that I'm so passionate about and I love.
The Gypsy King is back, and this time there's no walking away. Tyson Fury just kicked off training camp for the fight the entire boxing world has been begging for, Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has spent years chasing the biggest fights in heavyweight boxing and now sees Tyson Fury as the ultimate prize. He predicts a dramatic face-off that could finally turn their long-awaited rivalry into reality, the dream ending to a career-defining night.
Dream come true. Like, there's like a dream. That's what I said. It's like a dream. Like, I'll beat Prengo in my dream. Bang! Wow. Anthony Joshua wins, hands raised, and we're bringing Tyson Fury into the ring. Oh, what? Tyson Fury's here. Come on, get him in. You know what I mean?
Do you think he'll get in the ring with you?
You have to ask him.
Yeah.
You have to ask him. But I think it will be like bringing that dream to reality. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah. The final one. How does it end on Saturday night for
I
yourself
don't know.
in your mind?
I'm praying for victory.
Yeah.
And what we do, like, we train hard. Like, we try and align our stars, try and tune our radio onto the right frequency. Yeah. So we're playing the right, everything's in the right direction. Like,
firing back with total confidence in his own fighter, Frank Warren, Tyson Fury's longtime promoter, has already picked Fury to win decisively. He predicts Fury would stop Anthony Joshua, pointing to Daniel Dubois' win over AJ as proof the same vulnerability still exists.
I think Tyson's a big favourite. I've said that all along. Styles make fights, and I think Tyson will stop AJ. He will do what Daniel Dubois did.
Building on that same prediction, Frank argues that improved conditioning cannot eliminate the fundamental danger of taking heavy punches. For Joshua, this isn't just about getting stronger, it's about whether his chin can withstand Fury, and Warren adds that no amount of gym work truly answers that question until the first real shot actually lands.
Well, he's not the same guy he is he? I mean, how old is he now? It's like 36. I'm an old geezer. We're not he's been working out with Usyk and doing what he's got to do, but you can, and he looks, they've got him doing a new, different physical regime. But what you can't do in boxing, you can't put muscles on your chin.
Shifting the focus toward Joshua's mental state heading into camp, Frank Smith explains that Joshua had been in a strong mental place after rebuilding himself through boxing and working alongside Team Usyk. He believes that the renewed environment had been crucial to getting AJ ready for another major challenge.
Yeah, look, I think, as I've said in multiple interviews, it's hard being in the public eye, someone like him. Everyone wants to know what's going on with you, and you have to go through a process, but ultimately everything's in the public. I think the key has been getting him back boxing. It's his love, it's his passion, it's what he's done for the last 17, 18 years of his life. And I think especially getting in with Team Usyk and having those people around him has been key for him off the back of what he's been through. No one's ever going to know what he's been through or what he's going through, but I think having spoken to him, in the place he's at with his head, he's in a great place with a great team behind him, and that's good to see.
Doubling down on that same confidence in Joshua, Eddie remains convinced that Joshua's belief would lead to a stoppage. For Joshua, this isn't just another heavyweight fight, it's the moment Hearn expects him to prove his prediction right, adding that the belief inside camp right now feels different from anything he's witnessed in Joshua's previous title runs.
I've always believed that AJ stops Tyson Fury. Always. And having watched the Makhmudov fight, and I do expect Fury to be better in the AJ fight than he was against Makhmudov, I just believe that if AJ can go into that fight with confidence and belief, he stops Tyson Fury. I've always thought it, and I'm more confident than ever.
Raising a psychological red flag that could undo all that confidence, Peter Fury argues that anticipating problems can make them even harder to overcome. Against a fighter capable of applying constant pressure, that mental weakness could become decisive.
When you think you're going to get it, you're going to get it. When you believe I've got a problem, you've got a problem. This boxing is all about confidence and knowing what to do in advance. And if a problem's coming, how do we deal with it? That's deal with the worst side of things in boxing. It is all up here in boxing.
Voicing genuine uncertainty rather than picking a side, Juke had previously backed Joshua heavily before the latest performances changed his view. He questions Joshua's form and confidence, arguing that the former champion looked mentally troubled, while Fury also appeared far from his best. That uncertainty makes the heavyweight clash impossible to predict with confidence.
Yeah, I mean, before the fight, I was all over AJ. I thought he would be victorious, but I'm not so sure now. I don't think either of them really cover themselves in glory in their victories, because I don't think either of them look particularly great in these fights. And if you look at the kind of calibre, even that AJ's boxing up until this point, Jake Paul, not a boxer, Francis Ngannou, not a boxer, to get his confidence back, but he didn't go into this fight with a lot of confidence. He didn't look confident going into this fight. His ring walk, I don't know what he was off with the fairies. He didn't look confident. This wasn't the AJ of old. This just looked. AJ he looks like a troubled man.
Zeroing in on a specific defensive flaw, Johnny Nelson, a former cruiserweight world champion and longtime admirer of Anthony Joshua, has already identified the danger surrounding the matchup. He warns that Joshua's defensive vulnerabilities could play directly into Fury's hands. The stylistic mismatch makes every mistake potentially costly. For Joshua, this isn't just a fight, it's a test against the one heavyweight Nelson believed could naturally exploit those weaknesses.
I'm going to think what most people thought, he's gone. His punch resistance is gone. But then I thought, oh my goodness, the fight with him and Tyson Fury, if it does happen, is going to be so exciting. Because Tyson Fury boxed, 24 hours before. Didn't look great, but got the job done. He was a bit of a walk out and about, getting there, get his jab going, get his footwork going. You've seen two fighters that are past their best. Of course. You see one fighter that's last night in Anthony Joshua showed unbelievable heart, unbelievable determination. He was hit, he was hurt, he looked vulnerable.
Following that same concern to a difficult conclusion, Nelson, who openly supports Anthony Joshua, still leans toward Tyson Fury when assessing both men's form. He credits Fury's fluid movement and boxing ability with giving him the decisive edge. Joshua's vulnerability to clean inside shots makes that prediction even more dangerous. For both heavyweights, this isn't just a legacy fight. It's a clash where Nelson believes Fury's natural style could determine the outcome.
I put that in the corner of Anthony Joshua. But on last night's performance and on Friday night's performance, I'd have to lean towards Tyson Fury from what I've seen.
Speaking directly to what real preparation actually means, Joshua, who has already been through major heavyweight setbacks and understands how quickly expectations could change, insists that elite preparation requires complete professionalism and mental belief. He argues that physical instructions mean nothing unless he can execute them with conviction. For Joshua, this isn't just about being ready, it's about proving the work could translate under pressure.
I think with Team Usyk, they're a very professional team in general. So in terms of the way they're going to prepare is not below par. Their standards are quite high. So in terms of preparation, I'm peak. I'm in a good place. I can't complain. I'm in a really good place. And for me personally, I just got to make sure mentally, I've got to deal with this side of things, because someone could be telling me, go out there and do this and do that, but I've got to believe it. So mentally, I've just got to make sure I'm going to do everything I know I can do.
Refusing to commit to either fighter, Francis Ngannou credits Fury with remaining incredibly difficult to overcome and declines to confidently select a winner. That uncertainty highlights just how dangerous and unpredictable the matchup had become. He points out that even fighters who've shared the ring with elite heavyweights themselves struggle to find a clear read on this one, which says more about the matchup than any confident prediction could.
They've been waiting for this fight for maybe a decade now. How it's gonna go, No, but again, it's a fight game. Nobody knows what will happen, and everybody, basically at this level, that there are two elite fighters. But again, we all know how tricky Fury can be. He managed to be very hard to beat.
So you can pick a winner?
Well, let's say if I have my money to bet on somebody, I will still be thinking.
Countering that hesitation with a firm prediction, Frank Smith has long been convinced Anthony Joshua would prevail against Tyson Fury. He predicts AJ would win and use the victory to elevate himself toward another huge fight. He points out that a win of this magnitude wouldn't just settle the rivalry, it would immediately reposition Joshua as the biggest name in the heavyweight conversation once again.
It's going to be interesting in the build-up between all the different parties involved. You know, I think, for me, I believe AJ wins. I've always believed he wins. And I think from there, he goes on to go into, you know, he puts himself, he's already the biggest commercial star up there, one of the biggest commercial stars in the sport, but sets himself up for the biggest fight. So I'm not going to say no to further fights, but I'm just glad we're getting one at least.
Offering a tactical breakdown of how that win happens, Barry predicts Joshua could find his rhythm and exploit Fury's vulnerabilities. He points out that once Joshua settles into a consistent jab and controls distance early, Fury's usual movement becomes far less effective, giving Joshua the platform he needs to land his heavier shots.
Fury is the favorite here, but I just think that combination of styles with the stories I heard from the High Performance Centre up in Sheffield from many years ago that Fury had dropped Tyson in the gym, that Joshua had dropped Tyson in the gym and hurt him and left a sort of psychological message. And now I don't know, I didn't see it, it's just the rumours that you hear. And I also think that Fury is less dangerous than someone like Dubois. And that allows Joshua to get into his rhythm, to get into his, you know, he's got a good basic boxing skills, he's physically strong, and he's got a pulverizing right hand and left hook. So I still make him the favourite, even though the statistics might not agree with that.
Widening that same analysis to cover both possible outcomes, Spencer argues that either man had a clear path to victory depending on the game plan. For Joshua, this isn't just a battle of power, it's a test of whether his explosiveness could overcome Fury's unpredictability. He points out that fights this evenly matched rarely come down to talent alone, since the corner that makes the smarter adjustments mid-fight often ends up deciding the outcome.
I think they both have their pluses and their minuses on how the fight could be won, how the fight could be lost, who has the right game plan. That's pretty much where we're at with these guys, because Fury's a tricky guy. Once he gets into a rhythm, he's very tricky to beat. You know, Anthony Joshua's been known a little bit one-dimensional at times. You know, maybe he would struggle to get... I'm with you, Barry. I think that, you know, styles make fights, and Anthony has that explosiveness to win the fight, but also... this is all just an opinion, because we don't know where Anthony Joshua's at right now. We won't know until...
Circling back to reinforce his earlier read on styles, Barry predicts Joshua would repeatedly have the stylistic answer to him. For Joshua, this isn't just about power, it's about proving that the matchup itself favored him. He points out that certain physical tools simply counter others regardless of preparation, and in his view, Joshua's specific combination of reach and timing gives him a structural edge that Fury's usual game plan struggles to solve.
But the interesting thing is, and I think Dubois would knock out Anthony Joshua, only my opinion, every single day of the week. But I think I believe he beats Tyson Fury every day of the week. He just has that style, he just has that technique that will... I think he's too much for him.
Shifting the conversation toward momentum rather than styles, Sergio Mora draws on years of analyzing elite heavyweight matchups to stress the importance of momentum before a mega fight. He insists Joshua has to erase his opponent quickly and avoid unnecessary risks, since a lackluster performance could damage the momentum behind the Fury showdown entirely.
No games played, seek and destroy if you're Anthony Joshua. You don't want nothing to go wrong. You don't want anything to ruin the big fight coming up with Tyson Fury and him, which will be the biggest fight in British history. I mean, in my opinion, no disrespect to Carl Froch, but I want him to go out there and annihilate this man. I want him to do what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou. No games, straight knockout, get your work in and get out.
Backing that same urgency from years of watching the division, Dan Rafael views this matchup as a clear opportunity for Joshua to generate momentum. He predicts Joshua should dispatch the opponent rapidly, arguing that anything less could weaken public excitement heading into the biggest fight in British boxing. He points out that a slow, grinding win here risks reigniting the same doubts that have followed Joshua before, doubts that a statement performance could put to rest instantly.
Should not get out of the second round with Anthony Joshua. He should be dispatched within 6 minutes, and then AJ can have some momentum, because I think the fight with Fury, it needs some momentum. It's always going to be a massive fight, sells out a stadium, does well on television, but there are levels it can get to. Like, if Fury or if AJ messes around and, God forbid, winds up going the distance with Christian Prenga, that's not going to help fan interest in AJ against Fury, which just got Fury going 12 with Makhmudov, which reportedly is going to get Fury fighting either on August 1st or August 8th on another card. You need to get people to remember that this is still a big fight. The way to do that, if you're Anthony Joshua, is to go out and get a guy like Christian Prenga out of there inside 2 rounds.
Returning to a deeper case for Joshua's advantage, Sergio credits him with greater hunger, motivation, and physical reserves than his rival, viewing Fury's accumulated mileage as a potential disadvantage in the later stages of both men's careers. He points out that Fury has absorbed significantly more punishment across his career, and that kind of wear tends to surface at the exact moment a fighter needs his legs and reflexes the most.
I think ability-wise, yes. Hunger-wise, I think Anthony Joshua has more hunger at this point of the career. Not only because of the personal issues that Joshua's been going through, but just overall wear and tear. Tyson Fury was made for the distance. He's been in a lot of 12-round fights. He trains for 12 rounds. Joshua, when he comes in, he doesn't go the distance. He has that eraser. He knocks dudes out. His knockouts have really been only one bad one, Dubois, in a fight that he was winning. The other one, it was just a quick, punch that ended nights with Andy Ruiz.
Zooming out to the sheer magnitude of this entire event, Eddie describes Joshua Fury as the biggest event in British boxing history, expecting the matchup to dominate worldwide attention because its scale makes it impossible for the public or media to ignore. He points out that fights involving 2 fighters this decorated, this recognizable, and this deeply tied to British sporting culture come along maybe once in a generation, if that.
Trust me, when these two come face to face, the world will stop. When these two walk into the ring in November, front page, back page of every national paper will be about this fight. It is by far the biggest fight in boxing, the biggest fight in the history of British boxing.
Closing out the breakdown with a broader look at Fury's legacy, Prince Nassim Hamed credits Fury with already transforming the sport through his personality and heavyweight achievements, a reputation that makes him more than just Joshua's opponent, but one of boxing's defining figures. He points out that few heavyweights have managed to captivate both hardcore fans and casual audiences the way Fury has, turning every one of his fights into a genuine cultural event rather than just another night of boxing.
Yeah. And I think, obviously, Tyson's always been Tyson. He's been great for the sport. I mean, I remember what I did and what colour that I brought, but then Tyson came along and just did it as a heavyweight in an unbelievable way, caused, so much colour in the sport, and people love him. And I think people are understanding who he really is and what he's about because of Netflix. It's so good to be able to see him in his own surroundings and how he is. I mean, and the whole country's fell in love with Tyson Fury.
A decade of waiting, a rivalry finally official, and 2 legacies on the line. Does Joshua's explosive power finally settle the score, or does Fury's unpredictable brilliance write the final chapter of British boxing's biggest saga? Drop your prediction in the comments, and stay tuned until next time